A late switcheroo in the coaching staff of Fort Lewis College women's soccer, an underdog story unfolds in the Pongas Summer Pool League, and the Tour de France winner pockets a tidy $600,000. All this and more on Inside Durango Sports.
You're watching Inside Durango TV Sports with Jordan Alexander, your source for information about sporting events in Southwest Colorado.
Welcome to Inside Durango Sports. I'm Jordan Alexander. With less than 3 weeks until the start of the Fort Lewis women's soccer season, head coach Damien Clark has resigned. The news was announced by the Skyhawk athletic department on Monday morning with immediate effect. Clark leaves the Skyhawks to take on a new challenge at Division II rivals Midwestern State University in Wichita Falls, Texas. Clark told Inside Durango Sports that the decision to move was based on family-first reasons, which coincided with a great opportunity. He, his wife, Sharon, and son Tay move out to Texas in preparation for the start of the season in charge of the Mustangs. Jimmy Hall will make the step from assistant to head coach. He takes over the helm after 3 years as Clark's assistant. Hall was a previous Skyhawk himself for the men's soccer program between 2000 and 2003. He continued his career at the semi-professional level with the Albuquerque Asylum, the Albuquerque Storm, and the Bakersfield Brigade. Athletic Director Gary Hunter praised Coach Clark in taking the women's program to the next level through a nationally competitive team. Through 7 years at Fort Lewis College, Damien Clark holds a record of 106 wins, 31 losses, and 17 ties for an overall win percentage of .744. His record makes him the most successful coach in Fort Lewis College women's soccer history. Clark became head coach after a 6-year stint as assistant to previous coach Jamie Carrozza. Since then, his team have reached the NCAA Division II playoffs 5 times in 2007, 9, 10, 11, and most recently 13. He won 2 Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference titles in 2007 and 2009, and a regular season title in 2010. Clark said that on a professional level, to win a national championship is his dream, and Midwestern State shares the same vision. And Coach Clark will be back in Durango for the Fort Lewis Women's Soccer Classic on the 4th of September. He will lead his new side against his old on the 6th when the next generation of Skyhawk women's soccer takes on the Texas powerhouse. FLC women's soccer lost 10 seniors at the culmination of last year's season, so Coach Hall will look for a strong preseason to iron out the kinks. We wish Damien Clark and his family all the best on their new adventure, and Coach Hall a successful Skyhawk soccer season. The Durango Coors Light BCAPL 9-ball Summer Pool League is rapidly approaching the season's final games. And with only 3 weeks left of play, Team Hawaii have mounted a last hurrah to try and topple league leaders fair and foul. The gap between first and second has been cut to 19 points, still a big deficit, but stranger things have happened in the wonderful world of sports. Team Hawaii's momentum puts third place I Dream of Greenies far out of sight. They sit below by 32 points, followed by Perfect Poor Poolers, 6 points behind them. 1 point off fifth place with 217 is Incognito, and 19 behind them lies Change Gamers. The bottom 3 from highest to lowest are the Beatles on 185, Zuppies on 174, and Roadrunners on 173. The highlight of last week's matchups has to be Team Hawaii's commanding performance over first place Fair and Foul. Team Hawaii took Fair and Foul's hearts and crushed them mercilessly with their bare hands. Hypothetically speaking, of course. They won 21-11 in a very unexpected yet commanding win. Curtis Ellifritz led the charge. He played 8 games against 4 opponents and took care of every single one. His undefeated match inspired both Nick Walton and Bruce Leclerc, who registered 5 wins each. Nate Monroe completed the rout with 3 wins of his own. In terms of round play, Fair and Foul came out to sleep in the first round to lose 8-0. They bounced back in the second with a 5-3 win, but lost the third round 6-2. The final round was a friendly tie, 4 apiece. Has the wind been knocked out of the team Fair and Foul's sails? We'll find out next week. Actually, we won't find out next week as they have to sit a week due to the 9 uneven teams, which gives Team Hawaii even more chance to catch up. I'm going to call it now and say next week Team Hawaii takes the top spot and holds out for the title. Other fixtures include Change Gamers versus Perfect Poor Poolers, Incognito versus I Dream of Greenies, the Roadrunners versus Zuppies, and the Beatles against Team Hawaii. Stick with Inside Durango Sports for all the latest local pool action. Fort Lewis College Associate Director of Athletics Lynn Andrews has been selected as the chair of the 2014 to 2015 National Collegiate Athletic Association Division II Women's Basketball Committee. Andrew will chair the committee that decides the ranking of each team. She will oversee both the rankings for the regional playoffs and the NCAA National Championships. Andrew earned the selection after serving 2 years as the chair of the South Central region. From there, she was nominated and selected by the 7 other regional chairs that make up the Division 2 committee. Division 2 is broken down into 8 regions: West, Midwest, South, Southeast, South Central, East Central, and Atlantic. Fort Lewis College falls into the South Central region, which mostly includes Colorado and Texas teams. This year will mark Lynn Andrews' 7th year at Fort Lewis College after she was hired in 2008 as Assistant Director of Athletics. Her role oversees athletic eligibility and compliance, day-to-day operations, and she serves as a senior female administrator. Andrew told GoSkyhawks.com she's excited about the opportunity and the experience it will bring, while working closely with the NCAA on women's basketball issues and events. Fort Lewis women's basketball opens their season in an exhibition game against Brigham Young on the 8th of November. Let's jump ship and have a quick glance at what's been happening in global sports news. Vincenzo Nibali won the 101st Tour de France this weekend. The win makes the Italian the 6th man in history to win all 3 Grand Tours: the Tour de France, Giro d'Italia, and Vuelta a España. Excuse my pronunciation. Nibali crossed the finish line safely in the main group with a winning margin of 7 minutes and 37 seconds to earn the coveted yellow jersey. That margin over second place, Jean-Christophe Péroud, is the second largest since a 9-minute margin in 1997. Giant Shimano's Marcel Kittel won Sunday's final stage sprint finish. The German held off Norwegian Alexander Kirchhoff to win his 4th stage win of this year's tour. The Tour de France covers on average 2,200 miles over a 21-day competition. Riders race 1 stage per day, and this year's course consisted of 9 flat stages, 5 hill stages, 6 mountain stages, and 1 individual time trial. 22 teams participated in this year's tour with, on average, 9 riders each. But overall, Nibal's time of 89 hours, 59 minutes, and 6 seconds proved too fast for any other competitor. The Italian took home $600,000 for his trouble. Wow, we've sped through this show almost as quick as Vincenzo Nibali. Thanks for watching Inside Durango Sports, and don't forget to check out our brand new website where you can quite literally take Durango with you by accessing shows anytime, anywhere at durangotv.com. For Inside Durango Sports, I'm Jordan Alexander, and remember, keep your eye on the ball, Durango.
Thanks for watching Inside Durango TV Sports. Tune in every Thursday for more sports headlines.